welcome to part 2 of the Australian Street Rod Nationals from 2023. So earlier in the week you would have seen the main oval and all the cars out there. So what I've got now is the rest of the event, and you can see here all these tea buckets because it was a bit of an anniversary and a special for this particular Nationals, and this hall had quite a few of the old tea buckets and quite a lot of different styles and engines. I've never been for a ride in one of these, but I reckon it'd be pretty cool. Wind in the hair. Now check out the polish work on this. Imagine looking after that. I always find it interesting the different take people have on their cars, the styling, you know, the colours, whether it's chrome, whether it's gold. And now you'll see what I'm talking about with this grey one that's coming up, that it's a whole fresh look on what you would call a tea bucket with big turbo hanging off a 6-cylinder, the roll cage. That's got to be a weapon. A couple more traditional ones. And this one here, I could see that as a model actually, with all the little bits and pieces. Check out the wings on in front of the radiator there, and the writing on the tyres and the flame job. So I've moved down to the other hall now. So these are the traders. So I was having a chat to Engine Masters, and then these, I'm not sure whether either one or both of these were at the Hot Rod show up in Sydney last year, but I don't know what it is, whether it was my dad used to do these sorts of cars and things, but it always interests me the way they go about it and the finer detail on getting that real traditional look in a late model build. But a huge amount of effort, and if you look at the timber work and chasing all of those older style parts or remaking them. So cool culture there up in Sydney. So Andy from Andy's Restos, the Hot Rod, so they built this car, and that was debuted at the Hot Rod show in Sydney last year as well. This is a magnificent looking thing. Very difficult to get a good feel on the paint on this, with the reflections and all, but yeah, stunning build. This one's on the cover of the current trade magazine for PPG as well. There's a good range of traders there with books and things, and obviously Aussie Desert Coolers, very hot rod based. Always at the Summernats just outside of Building B. And it's interesting, I find it interesting anyhow, with the hot rod side of things, is the availability of parts, you know, the fiberglass bodies and chassis. And I said to one of the traders, I said, I'll have one of each, thanks, they'll just about build me a car. It was good to see these guys making an effort and bringing so much stuff out for people to have a look at. So this GT, this was in the hall at Summonats, and I actually interviewed the guy, the owner and the builder of that car. Very nice example. I obviously do some custom work as well, because you'll see the Holden coming up. These guys obviously spend a lot of time polishing their paint, because the finish and detail on this one, and also the wagon in a minute, when you look at the hard to get to places, they've definitely done a good job of that. And I reckon I've seen this car, this hot rod, a couple of years now that it's obviously been in the build. Huge amount of billet on the engine and a lot of bodywork in steel. Obviously a work in progress. So the detail in around that tailgate and the taillights and all with the paint on this was really caught my eye. It was very nice. You don't often see that much attention taken when it's a restoration. It's really over restored, I guess. If you're towing for work or play, make sure your vehicle's up to the task. Your gross vehicle mass can be upgraded to keep everything legal and above board. Find your nearest stockist at lovellsauto.com.au and talk to the professionals about getting your vehicle right for the job. Plenty of rubber under that bucket, that's for sure. It was funny, I'd looked at this chassis, and I thought, reminded me so much. I've got some photos of something very similar, that it was a hot rod show in the 90s when I was doing my cars, and I was always looking for ideas. And when I spotted that, it just was a flashback to that time, and it might have even been those guys, I think, made me some trailing arms for that particular job. We're always looking for ideas, and this is a prime chance to do that. So it won't be long we'll be at Motorex, being able to walk through the trade pavilion there with a whole lot of things just like this. This is the guy I said to him, mate, yeah, I'll have one of each, thanks, have a look at that. I'm going to put together a 32 or a 33 or something, I'm sure that you could buy it all there. Yeah, so Motorex will be massive trade pavilion at Motorex, and definitely worth going just for the trade stand, let alone all the other cars. So now we're out at another hall and wandering down, and a lot of these cars weren't out on the oval, so these are additional cars, and this is down by where the music and all was happening with the dancing, the pageant. So these guys, most of them were camping, so you're looking at, it's a 4 or 5 day event for them. It's a bit like their Summonats, really. festivities start on the Thursday and the Friday, and then the public come in Saturday and Sunday. Imagine they pack up on Easter Monday and head home. This is a nice little collection of cars, this lot. I've seen that car up at Cooley Rocks. That's an awesome looking thing, that dry lake racer. So Shannon's were there, and they really do support all of these events. You'll see them at most of the big shows, and they've obviously got more than one trailer, because I often see they're on multiple events in the one weekend. They're great supporters of the sport. So they had some kids' rides and stuff happening as well. Can't seem to get away from these customs. Twin spinner this time. Well, that rounds up the Street Rod Nationals for another year, and appreciate you following along. And of course, we always like to thank Lovells for their support. Don't forget, if you get the opportunity, please subscribe to the channel, click the like button. If you've got any comments or questions, I'll sure and get back to you, and be happy to communicate. So thanks for following, and we'll see you again.